Namaskar, I am Tilak Divesha. You're watching The Great Game Reloaded. In an earlier episode, I had discussed the JAMAAT-e-Islami and its growing role ahead of Bangladesh's elections scheduled for 12th February. Tonight, I turn to the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, the BNP. For years, the BNP was the main opposition to Sheikh Hasina's Awami League. For years, it stayed out of elections, boycotting polls it said were flawed. Then came 2024, its student-led uprising, the collapse of an entrenched order, and a country searching for a new political future. With the Awami League now banned and out of the equation, the question dominating Dhaka is simple. Can the BNP, an old party in a new Bangladesh, actually win power? Let's examine its history, leadership, ideology, internal strains, the new electoral math, and the single biggest threat to its ambitions. The BNP was founded in 1978 by President Ziaur Rahman, who articulated Bangladeshi nationalism distinct from the Awami League's Bengali nationalism. From the start, it positioned itself as centre-right, market-friendly, socially conservative, and politically pragmatic. It governed in two major phases, 1991 to 1996 after military rule and 2001 to 2006 in coalition with the JAMAAT-e-Islami. Then came 2008, a crushing defeat. For the next decade and a half, the BNP was pushed into the political wilderness. The 2024 uprising did not carry the BNP's banner. It was driven by students, professionals, and civil society. An interim administration followed with the promise of political reset and free elections. For the BNP, this was an opening. But the party also faced a defining loss, the death of Khaleda Zia, twice Prime Minister, the face of anti-Hasina politics for 3 decades. For supporters, she symbolized resistance. For critics, her governments were marked by corruption allegations and controversial alliances. The BNP is looking to honor her legacy without being trapped by it. Enter Tariq Rahman, Khaleda Zia's son, 17 years in exile, once vilified by the Awami League, now returned to a dramatic reception. He will benefit from sympathy following his mother's passing, but he faces 3 immediate tests. 1. Authority inside the party. Can he unify a structure weakened by years of factionalism and exile politics? 2. Credibility with voters. Can he move beyond the perception of dynastic inheritance? 3. Strategic clarity. Can he define what the BNP stands for in post-Hasina Bangladesh? So far, his approach has been cautious. No incendiary rhetoric, no overt anti-India posture, no talk of extraditing Sheikh Hasina, and a tone framed more in governance than grievance. The BNP's most persistent liabilities are its past alliance with the JAMAAT-e-Islami and the perception of closeness to Pakistan. Jamaat opposed Bangladesh's independence in 1971 and later became a BNP coalition partner in 1991 and 2001. During that period, militant networks emerged. Minorities, especially Hindus, faced persecution and the coalition's reputation suffered. The BNP has since formally severed ties with the Jamaat, but suspicions remain. There is also the long-standing allegation of links with Pakistan's intelligence agency, the ISI. The controversy centers on 2001-2006, when India repeatedly accused Bangladesh of allowing insurgent groups from India's northeast to operate from its territory. The Chittagong Arms Haul of 2004 reinforced claims of transnational militant networks with alleged Pakistani links. The BNP denied state involvement, but the perception of a permissive security environment endured. Recent nationwide surveys reveal a transformed landscape. One major international poll places the BNP narrowly ahead at 30 to 33%, with the JAMAAT close behind at 26 to 29%. Favorability is nearly even, 53% for JAMAAT, 51% for the BNP, and nearly one-fifth of voters are undecided. Another national survey gives the BNP a much larger lead, around 70%, but still identifies JAMAAT as the principal challenger at nearly one-fifth of the electorate. For the BNP, this is both validation and warning. Validation: it remains the single largest political force with the biggest organized vote base. Warning: its favorability is only marginally higher than the JAMAAT's, and it is not automatically absorbing centrist, secular or urban voters. The decisive battleground is the politically homeless centre, former Awami League voters. Who inherits that vote will probably win the election. On paper, the Awami League's exit should benefit the BNP. In reality, the ground is more complex. JAMAAT is no longer marginal. It is reorganizing, mobilizing, and most importantly, absorbing voters who once supported the Awami League. It is emerging as a direct competitor for national leadership. This does not mean JAMAAT will sweep the country, but it does mean it has become the main challenger for political legitimacy in post-Hasina Bangladesh. For the BNP, this is uncomfortable. The centre it must win is being contested by a party it once allied with and later disowned. The BNP has other hurdles. Years in the wilderness has hollowed out the BNP's organization. Leaders were jailed, local networks fragmented, youth wings weakened. Ticket allocation is another problem. Influential leaders denied nominations are contesting as independents, splitting the vote in key constituencies. In a close race, this could be decisive. As of now, the BNP could win a majority or a plurality and be forced into coalitions that dilutes its agenda. But with some weeks to go for the election, current trends could well change. In short, to win, the BNP must prevent JAMAAT from becoming the primary beneficiary of the old ruling party's collapse. The BNP stands at a crossroads. It can no longer claim to be merely the victim of authoritarianism. It is now the main contender for power. Can it transition from opposition to governance? Can it offer a future, not just a past? That answer will shape Bangladesh's next decade. One final uncertainty remains. Will the 12th February elections proceed as scheduled or be disrupted and delayed? On that hinge may turn the country's political reset. This is a developing story. I will be back to keep you posted. I am Tilak Divesha. Thank you for watching. Do like, share and comment. Namaskar and Jai.